A Democrat is like this really nice aunt who promises to take you to Disney World, but then something always comes up and she never comes through.
Be honest with me right now. Do any of you love Joe Biden? No. Biden ain't got no merch. Like, that's how I judge presidents now, bro. Can you move merch or can you not? Because Trump had merch, bro. That MAGA hat was iconic. Bro, that was why.
I think we're giving Democrats way too much credit. They don't ever do anything correctly. I'm not here to do this. We salute you, Joe. That motherfucker should have been dropped out. That was selfish of you to stay in. In the same way we put Ruth Bader Ginsburg on all these t-shirts. If she just decided I'm in my mid-70s with cancer, I should drop out of being a Supreme Court justice while Obama's in office, Roe vs. Wade might not get overturned. These motherfuckers are selfish at every turn. I don't think there's some grand conspiracy. I think that motherfucker wanted power and he stayed in, and I honestly think the visual of Trump getting shot and then standing up and raising a fist in the air, think how he looks versus Joe Biden walking up a flight of steps. There's no way you vote for that man. And the Democrats are inept. When Trump wins, I think it's a shoo-in, and maybe Kamala's better than I think. I don't want to hear nothing about white supremacy or racism or they didn't want a black woman to be friend. Y'all f***ed it up at every f***ing turn because you're selfish. You don't give a f*** about nobody. Don't blame us when Trump wins.
Absolutely hilarious. Today we're checking out comedian roasting the Democratic Party non-stop in this compilation. You don't want to miss that one. Let's go.
I'm not going to talk about politics a lot because I don't know what they're like here. And there's a bodybuilder in the front row who looks on the opposite side of my spectrum. But here's what I'll say. Political affiliations aside, put your affiliation aside. How the fuck is anyone still on the fence? Who the fuck is still on the fence? I want to meet these people because I want to see how do they get through the rest of the day. I want to find them. I imagine they're all stuck at a fork in the road, just thinking what they're going to order for dinner 4 fucking years ago.
Now, the Democrats don't seem to have absorbed the lesson that people want more than hollow, empty gestures. You know when we held up those ping pong bats in Congress? Yeah, that seemed like a hollow, empty gesture. It made it look like you were sort of fallow, shallow, futile, youthful, juvenile, empty, hollow, useless prats. Yeah, well, we got some more empty gestures. What if we start acting like we're doing Street Fighter or the Avengers and stuff like that? No, you've not got it. You've not got the point. You need some purpose. You need to revitalize your movement.
It's almost
I just love Russell Brunson, honestly. He just tells it like it is. He tells the truth, and he's a truthful guy. I love his honesty and his joke as well.
Seriously, it's almost, thankfully, it's almost over. No, we're right there, everybody. No, seriously, we're just 2 assassination attempts away from this election. And then it's over, and we can relax. You know, you don't have to like Donald Trump. You don't have to. He's not going to come to your house. He's not coming for Thanksgiving. He's not coming over for your birthday, your kid's birthday. He's not coming for your bar mitzvah. He's not. You know, he's just, you want a plumber, to come and clean the shit out because it's all clogged in there. Just think of Trump like, the big plumber to clean up. But, you don't have to like him.
He's right about this.
Biden is out and Kamala is in. The election went from drool runnings to cool runnings faster than a female cop can fumble her firearm. Move over, RFK. This November, we've got a new throat goat, and apparently her headshots don't miss. Kamala Harris, or as we call her, Warhawk Tua, the half-black, half-Indian parents met at a 7-Eleven robbery, is officially the Democratic nominee. Surely the Dems, the party that calls Trump the end of democracy, surely they allowed the voters to choose Kamala, right? What? No? Wait, there's no right to choose? Guys, this is a presidential election, not a woman's body in Oklahoma. Now, I don't want to seem like a flat earthing, dinosaur denying, believe all women conspiracy theorist, but it kind of feels like the Democrats dragged Biden's lifeless corpse through the campaign long enough to avoid a primary so they could place whoever they wanted as the nominee. And that's about as democratic as North Korea's Got Talent. Sidebar, last year's winner Ching Chong Chestnut ate 46 rats.
Entre autres choses, like always, telling it like it is. I just love his jokes. He is super funny.
Elon Musk is a threat to our democracy. Allowing him to uncover fraud in the misappropriation of taxpayer dollars is somehow a constitutional crisis. Let me remind you all what you'll be losing if Elon Musk is not stopped. Americans will not benefit from the $2 million spent on a pancake eating contest in Mongolia. They will not benefit from the $4 million to fund a tampon throwing contest in Dubai. They will not benefit from the $8 million to produce Pimp My Ride in Zimbabwe. Hello? We got it. Got what? Evidence that USAID is actually really beneficial to the American people. Okay, I'll be right there. It came in 10 minutes ago. I'm sure this will make Americans really supportive of USAID. Elmo wants to jihad. Elmo wants women to not show their ankles. Elmo wants to teach your son how to throw a stone really hard. This is exactly what the American people will lose if we don't stop Elon Musk.
You got a president. He's your president, whether you like it or not. That's your president for 4 years. Let's hope he does a great job.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want him to do a great job?
Yeah.
He's the captain of the ship. I don't want to hit the rocks.
Yeah.
Let's hope he gets us into a beautiful harbor.
Absolutely.
So together, that doesn't mean the Democrats can't win in 4 years, but
Yeah.
you can't win doing this.
Joe Rogan is right about this. The Democratic Party has been a failure over the past 4 years, and they have to do better if they want to win again. Otherwise, they will keep losing.
Kamala might be the ultimate gold digger because she ain't hanging with no broke people. VP spent Friday night with Beyonce in Houston, and this comes on the heels of appearances with Oprah, Tyler Perry, Eminem, and of course Thursday night's big event with Bruce Springsteen. She has also received endorsements from Leonardo DiCaprio, and who could forget this ringing endorsement from Andy Cohen and Ben Stiller?
My vote for Kamala is an investment in my daughter's future.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
I don't see celebrities closing this deal, but let's bring in the panel and get into it. Landau, some pretty powerful endorsements right there.
Yeah. Speaking of the Diddy list, I think my favorite, like, Ben Stiller's clearly under duress. Ben Stiller looks like he's only voting for Kamala if he ever wants to see his children alive again.
That was funny. They just roasted the entire Democratic Party and Kamala Harris, a gold digger, they said.
What I think they have to do is get back in touch with the working class is very much make this a class issue. And you got to call out those people who are giving you money, which are these billionaires and these corporations that are donating, and they won't do it. And that's why they'll probably lose. But the first person in that party that calls it out, you're going to see the Bernie effect happen again.
I just don't understand where we went wrong. I cut the fire prevention budget by $100 million. I rerouted all the natural water sources to the ocean. I didn't maintain the emergency water reservoirs. How am I responsible? I'm doing my job. Some people are just hard to please, Gavin. I spent $17.5 million firefighting dollars on the homeless and never even got a thank you. Oh, I know. I'll go out and take photos of me looking at the debris so I can show Californians that I'm doing my job. And then I'll go on a media run to make it look more like I'm doing my job. Wow, what a great plan. And maybe I can set up a resource to help the victims. Like it'll be online at URL or in person at location accessible by route. All I need is a reporter who's an expert at looking good. Gavin, does this outfit make me look fat? The worst thing imaginable is anyone thinking I'm fat. It doesn't make you look fat. Do you think it makes me look ripped or hot? No, you look good. Just good? That's what you think of me?
Honestly, Gavin Newsom has to be one of the worst governors ever.
Because for
I
a
don't know
while
what
they
he
were
did
trying
right.
too hard to make, Biden seem like everything was okay when you knew he wasn't. Like, no. They said, like, his age is his superpower. What? Yeah. When he shits his pants, what he's showing America is clean it up. When he falls off his bicycle, he's saying, come on, get up, America. Let's all get up together as a country. When he's shaking hands with people who aren't there, What he's really doing is the future Americans saying, we're going to protect the economy for you when you get here. If you get here.
Rob Schneider.
I don't know a straight male under 60 years old that identifies as a Democrat. Do you know one? You gotta look up and calculate because you don't know one because they're gay.
Yeah.
They're the party of gay. But I also think that there's a branding issue with Democrats that they lean too far into the rainbows. And straight dudes, like when I grew up as a Democrat, this is how I saw.
Yeah.
This is how I saw Democrats. I was like, black people cool, Democrat. You don't like black people, Republican, right? Now Democrat got nothing to do with black people. Now Democrat is gay. Yeah. It's just like, how do we protect the gays? How do we make everything trans? How do we make everything DEI? And DEI is just gay, everything, right? Just gay, women. It's like women, gay, trans. That's the only branding. I feel like they don't give a fuck about black people no more.
They
front like they do. But here's the thing.
Oh, they front like they do. Yes.
Here's the, and maybe all parts.
Wow, just wow. Andrew Schultz right there, absolutely dismantling the Democratic Party and their woke agenda. Nobody wants that anymore.
It feels like being a part of the Democratic Party is like being a part of like some old company that's been around for 100 years. You can't say anything. And then the Republicans right now seem like a fun startup where they got beer in the office and you play ping pong whenever you want, take as much leave as like Patagonia or whatever.
Patagonia.
Hey,
yeah,
man.
the Republicans are Patagonia.
Yeah, they're Patagonians, dude.
Sleep under your desk. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very welcoming, inviting, exciting thing right now.
I agree.
Happy Thanksgiving from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We're grateful that you gave us $1.5 billion for our campaign, which, by the way, we spent in only 107 days. That's about $14 million a day on average.
It's like you guys gave us the ball with only 10 seconds left on the clock. We were at the 50-yard line on the fourth down, so we called the shotgun to get us into the end zone for that 2-point conversion. We ran on joy. We ran on democracy. We ran on what it means to be a man. And we ran out of money.
That's right. And just because we lost the election, that don't mean that you've lost your power. You're powerful because the promise of America means you have a voice. That is the power. And you can be even more powerful by each giving us another $50 so we can pay off that $20 million debt.
Oh my god, I can't. That was super funny. Honestly, Kamala Harris' campaign was probably one of the worst way to spend money ever.
I think the problem is no one knows what the Democratic Party stands for. No one knows what their policy positions are. I think that's a part of the reason why many Democrats are angry. You look at the recent data that just came out, most younger men, Republicans. People of color starting to teeter more Republicans. Younger voters writ large starting to teeter more Republicans because they look at the Democratic Party for answers and solutions for a litany of problems that they have experienced over the last 8 years. And the Democratic Party has made a lot of promises, but they haven't delivered much on many of those promises, John. So this is an opportunity for the Republican Party, I would argue, to actually offer solutions to the problems that Americans face.
Andrew Schultz.
And I got to see where America is. I think that like the big misunderstanding with this last election is that at least the Democrats who are still trying to like vilify these figures on the right, what they don't understand is they think that this was like some populist election where like people just fell in love with Trump and they just loved it so much they would just do whatever he says. What I think is harder for them to grapple with is the self-reflection of a rejectionist vote. So I think people rejected the Democratic proposal
100%.
And they went with what the other alternative was, which was Trump. And
exactly correct.
That's a way tougher pill to swallow. You have to look back at everything you've done and go, wow, we're all not listening to the people. This guy listens to the people. I mean, it seems like I'm fluffing Trump here, but like, I would say that his greatest skill is listening to what people say. And I think a lot of times there's this Ivy League pretentiousness in the Democratic Party where it's like, we know what's better for you.
Yeah.
And I know you say you want these things. You don't really want that. Let us, we've studied and we've talked about it in our little thought experiments in class. So we know what you need.
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, he's right. Once again, I think he's on point right there. I think he makes a great point, and I must agree that the Democrat lost the election because or they don't stand for anything anymore. It is sad, honestly. If they want to have a chance at politics again, they have to do better. They are trying everything, but there's no leading figure in the Democratic Party right now. It is sad to see where they are. At this point, I'm not sure if they can win the midterm or if they can win in 2028, unless someone stands up and takes the party over and win the will of the people once again. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. Honestly, they are kind of doomed and have no future right now. That's what I believe. They are probably going to lose again and again and again if they keep putting the woke agenda first and not caring about the American people, but catering to the donor class instead of the everyday problem of all Americans. We will see what happens next. Let me know what you think about this. I hope you enjoyed this video. There were some very funny comedians in this video speaking out the truth about what the Democratic Party stands for and why they lost, and hopefully we will see what happens next. And Donald Trump will be able probably to fix everything that the Democratic Party did wrong over the next 4 years. We will see what happens. Let's hope for the best. Thanks for watching and staying with me till the end. I appreciate you being here as always. And click right there to watch the next video. And I will see you there. Bye bye.